All right, so one more time, I just want to welcome everyone to our, I guess, first parents meetup this year. We need to do this more often because we need to also connect to the parents we're serving. Yeah, let me just reduce the volume of my radio. Yeah, so I want to say thank you to the parents who are able to show up tonight. We have Mr. Alex, we have Mr. and Mrs. Valentine. Yes, the parents of King Roderick, glad to have you join in tonight. We are hoping that other parents will join. One or two people have sent regrets they are not able to join tonight. They're on transit or traveling or something, but that's okay. We're recording this. We're just going to have parents watch at some point. All right, so I have a slide. I always like to use slides to drive my conversation because what it does, it helps ensure that the conversation is properly guided. So I'm going to start sharing my screen in a minute. So I have two of my um, team members here with us. Ayodele is here, Stephen is here. Thank you guys for joining. Um, they've always made this whole thing work, right? So I think this is it. Yep. Yep. Right. So, okay, so let me just start. Let me start by introducing myself, short profile about myself. Let me just allow people read. I think it's better for people to just read. For those who may not have, who don't know much about me or who have wondered, this Kingsley Bangor, who is it really? So just says a little bit about me. So I'll just leave it on the screen for about a minute. It has a second page. Yeah. Right. So from this, you could see that I started working with young people at the age of 21, and that's what I've done most of my life. I've impacted thousands of young people across Africa, thousands of young people, and raised millions of dollars doing this. So for me, it's very fulfilling. It's a call. Um, this is the last part of the slide. Right now, I'm spending the remaining part of, I don't want to say the remaining part of my life, but I guess the next decade plus, I want to invest in education. I consider it now the most strategic platform for shaping life. So my co-founder and I will run what they call the 100 Naira Day School here in Kuje and all of that. So I also coordinate teenagers in my church, and I have two girls who I have commanded to solve a global problem by their 25th birthday. So, all right. So that's basically about me. Anyone that wants, I can send a slide to you so you could just, but again, we're going to have the video so you can just play the video again and again, right? So that's Coach Kingsley Bangwa. So basically, I've lived the better part of my life serving young people. I don't know how to do any other thing other than to serve and work for young people. And I don't have one boring day. It's strange. I actually do not think I have enough hours every day. Strange. I don't think I have enough hours every day. It's so fulfilling, it's so engaging doing this, right? So that's my life. But outside of this, I'm a trainer. I do a lot of training for organizations in terms of organizational building, system development, innovation, product design, and all of that. So I do a lot of trainings within and outside the country. So that's the other thing that I really do. Yep, yep, yep. Good. So let's get to the Boys to Kings mentoring program. So these are third year running. We started in 2024, pilot edition, and then we did last year. And then, yep, we're on again this year. So the program has evolved. The first year we did it for just 90 days. Then the second year we did two cohorts, 6 months, 6 months. First cohort January to June, then August, no, September, January to July, I think, then August to November, right? We got some feedback from parents. Why break and register another group again? So this year we're just running through the whole year, and I think so far it's good. We didn't stop to start looking for new participants to join us at the middle of the year. It's a great experience. It's nearly 200 boys have participated from about 10 countries so far. We're excited with this the feedback, and we've had participants who have been on this program since the beginning, first edition in 2024. Amazing. We have boys who have registered every other edition. So excited to learn about that. So the Boys to Kings mentoring program is a faith-based program. We want to shape the next generation of boys. I just know, and for us, most men, we know that we just a lot of boys are struggling, and even growing up as boys, we struggle with a lot of negative experiences associated with peer pressure, misinformation. Today, they are now dealing with digitization and all of that, mental health, dating, boyhood struggles, and all of that. And there isn't enough adult supervision, adult engagement. And so we see boys growing up with a lot of question. And that's why we created the Boys to Kings mentoring program. I find that I'm able to talk with boys. I find that I'm able to connect, not just with boys, with young people, but I can connect with boys. I can talk to them. I can speak to them. And, there's that connection that happens. And I've seen it happen over the years. So this program is an intentional way to say, okay, something we've been doing informally. So how do we formalize it? Our mission is basically helping boys improve in 4 key areas, right? Value set, decision-making skills, responsibility, and fit culture. This is just a basic, you know, um, overview. The core value set, four core pillars of the Boys to Kings mentoring program is value set, decision-making, responsibility, and faith culture. Everything we're teaching is around us. We believe that if boys get the right values at a young age, um, then they grow with certain principles in life, right? We also believe that if they develop the right decision making, then they're going to make a lot of choices that will be positive based on the values they've imbibed and the principles that shape their life. Then we also believe that the young age is the right time to help boys build a sense of responsibility. I usually tell boys, every time you make your bed, you wake up, you make your bed before you go to school, you're developing organizational skills. Every time you help at housework, you're developing order, organizational skills that is going to be very useful for you in the future, right? You're also developing a sense of fairness. You're also developing your cognitive muscles and all of that. So that sense of responsibility is a big deal, right? That we need to develop and of course fit culture. Yeah. So in terms of the age group, it's 7 to 17 that we work with. And then we have our sessions. Our sessions are usually virtual, that most parents here are very familiar with. I just thought to just give this quick overview. During our sessions, we have house rules. The boys know this slide very well. We always have our house rule. Where's your jotter? Where's your pen? Where's your water bottle? Use the bathroom before you start. Put on your cameras during session, but we're not asking parents to do that. If you want to put on your camera, that's fine, but it's not required. Then our sessions happen twice every month, first and third Saturday of every month. That's when our sessions hold. So we also have this platform here where every boy has a platform, has a profile page and a dashboard where they go do their assignment and all of that. So I want to encourage parents to go into their boys' dashboard every other week to just see what they're doing. Why we decided to do this is that way there's documentation of their participation, there's documentation of what sessions they've participated in, assignments they've done, everything. You can look at it there, right? So I think it's something that parents want to familiarize themselves with. Every day you have a Bible reading, encouraging and all of that, that just helps boys stay on this, right? And then we recently just introduced the leaderboard, who are the leading boys right now in terms of participation in the sessions, attendance, and doing assignment. Those are the 3 leading boys right now: Chibuike Miracle, Divine, Chibuike Glory, and Abdul Malik Yusuf. Those are our 3 top participants right now. Stephen, do you want to increase that to maybe 5 or 7? Will you have the capacity? See if you can do that so that we have more people beyond just 3. We're just seeing 3 right now. Okay, if we scroll down, we'll see more lists. Okay, all right. I didn't click on that. All right. So yeah, good. So we have this dashboard. I want to encourage parents to go check it out, and then see what their boys are going through and participating and all of that. Right. I also interact with the boys one-on-one on this platform. Right. They ask me private, personal questions, and I come here and I respond to it. Right. So that's our dashboard. What have we covered this year so far? We've had about 14, 16 sessions, within 14, 16 sessions. We started with Goal Getter, where we asked boys to set goals for the year and middle year. Then we talked to them about the things that can stop them from achieving their goals. And then we had this session on human dignity of the human person, where we helped the boys begin to understand that everybody has an inward quality that makes them worthy of honor and respect. Yes. Well, such an interesting session. I teach this every year, and I love the feedback I get from the boys. You know, when you have that sense of dignity, you now know that you are not, like we tell them, dignity is not a result of how wealthy your parents are or how intelligent you are and all of that. No, everyone has equal dignity. I usually ask them this question rhetorically. The blood of the president and the blood of a madman or a prisoner, which one is more valuable? And some boys will tell me the blood of the president is more valuable. And I begin to break down the dignity of the human person to say, no, God created everybody with equal sense of dignity, you know, and nothing can change or remove or take it away. It's a sense, it's part of your being. Then that now usually leads us into the session called Sanctity of the Human Life, that helps young people begin to understand that life is sacred. And we show them why life is sacred, because no one owns life. No one creates life. Even the father and the mother do not create life. No, that's why parents can't take the life of a child. They don't own that life. If they do, the government will arrest them and prosecute them. And this session helps them begin to also respect the life of other people. The same thing, the dignity of the human person sessions helps them begin to know that everybody has dignity, and then you must begin to treat people with respect and all of that. By the time we're done with that session, the boys recommended we should talk about bullying, standing up to a bully. So we did the bullying session twice. Every session is usually 2 for the whole month, 2 sessions. So we did the bullying session twice, explained who a bully is and all of that, and then what they can do to stand up to bullies and all. And I shared with them my bullying story, how I was bullied. I was terribly bullied as a teenage boy and all of that. All right. And then from there, we transited to a session on kindness, a trait that I'm beginning to see is becoming very rare in our society today. It's that culture of kindness and all of that. And from there, during my birthday, I told them the story of dustbin. I picked a shoe from a dustbin because of the poverty of my family and all of that. And it hasn't shaped who I am. My story and where I'm coming from don't connect. And then we started our last session was on body safety, sex education, which is usually a very interesting conversation we have to have with boys. But it's something I'm able to handle very, very easily and with a lot of fun and all of that. So these are the sessions we've dealt with so far. We're going to be wrapping the sex ed conversation this week, tomorrow. And then, just continue with our session for the month. It's an interesting month for me in terms of my scheduling, but we're going to be fine. We're going to still do our 2 sessions this month of August. So that's technically what we've done. As you know, we do our sessions online. We break into 2 groups, 7 to 13, then 14 to 17. Saturdays, 3 to 4:15 is the first session, and then 4:30 for the senior things to 6 p.m. Great experience has been so far and all of that. So I'm going to pause now, because part of what I wanted to do with this session tonight was just to also share what we've done so far, share what we want to do going forward. provide some kind of feedback to parents, but also hear from parents. What are we want some feedback from parents. And Stephen, please, I'd like you to take notes, and Ayo, please. The feedback we're going to be getting is very critical for us. And so at this point, we want to yield the floor. Thanks. We've seen another parent has joined. Thank you. I'm hoping it's a father. I'm hoping we have a lot of fathers joining today. So one of the things we want to ask tonight, it's some kind of impact report. We want to ask parents to speak to any of the 3 points there. Have you observed an improvement in the behavior? Or have you seen your child stop a bad behavior? Or have you seen your child start a new behavior attributed to their participation in the Boys to Kings mentoring program this year? This question is important to us because when you were signing up your boys to this program, our commitment is that you will see an improvement in any of these 4 areas, either their value sets, decision making, sense of responsibility, and faith culture. So tonight, the parents that are here, we would really like to hear from every parent. What is it you have observed around these 3 areas I've asked? Have you seen an improvement in a behavior? And we need specifics. So if you say we've seen improvement in our child's behavior, that is general. But if you say, well, we've seen improvement in our child behavior, for instance, he used to struggle with this before or do this before, that for me, that's a very tangible and straightforward response. Or there's a bad behavior, he's changed it, or he didn't used to do this before, but because of the Boys to Kings mentoring program, he has started doing this. For me, that is very concrete and direct feedback. So let me look at my time. All right, so I'm going to yield the floor to parents. To anyone is welcome to unmute their mic and then start. All right, so we have Mr. Alex lifted his digital hand, so please unmute and go ahead and give us your feedback. Thank you.
Good evening, coach. It's Miss Alex.
Oh, all is well.
Yes,
All right. Okay.
it's fine. It's a normal mistake. I think for me, I would say one of the things that has impacted my son is it's consistency. It's been a bit difficult and challenging to be consistent, and I know Mr. Stephen knows me because I'm always pinging him. He's not available today. He's doing something. I think going forward we'll find a way to fix that. But if there is one thing I would say would be his interest in the class.
Mm,
It's something his sister has been I got to know this through Raising Girls because Princess
yeah.
Irene has been my daughter has been on the program, and I was looking for something, and so when he started it was like, why do I have to do this, what, and this and that. But I have seen
Hello. Is it my network
where
or?
he's liking to sit, and
Mm.
I've said the next thing is, okay, you're going to take notes and you're going to tell me. And interestingly, when I do have the time to sit with him and say, what have you learned, for instance, he's able to recall that. So I think for me that's a positive. So he's getting engaged because it's not something he's used to.
Wow.
So I think for me that's one positive that I can say, and I do believe that if there's a bit more consistency, begin to see the other fruits. But he's understanding, he's engaging, he's getting to a point where he's engaging. I'm not having to drag him too much. There's a bit of we do a bit of bribery though, but at least he's he's sitting still, and he's actually sitting for the full hour, not logging off. I'm sure you recall the first time he's not logging off in between. So I think that's
Wow. Yeah.
he's been able to be engaged, and he seems to love it. He loves the Kahoots. He loves the games that they play. And when we do get the time to sit and do the leader, but he actually does enjoy answering the questions and getting to memorize it. So I think it's something he's finding it very interesting and fun. I wasn't around last week, but I know the last topic is that sitting with him, and it was like, oh, that's powerful. He's going to make sure he sits with him. So I think we're doing a good job. Thank you very much. That's all I'll just say from
Thank you,
my
ma'am.
own end.
What was the last session? Do you remember what the topic that he was in?
It must have been the one on sex education, I want to believe.
Okay, that's our last
Was the
session.
last. I want to believe it was the last session because I know my husband was just pinging me every 5 seconds and say they are talking about this. I'm like, hey, let them talk now. Because I remember I pinged you to say that this is something they're teaching them also in school. And so when he mentioned that was the topic, I was quite happy because it kind of coincided with what we're trying to do at home. So this is it's a good thing you're doing. It's a good thing Princess Irene is doing, and we do appreciate you, even if you have to drag us the time, even if you have to drag us half of the time, and it's challenging to be consistent, but it's a beautiful thing you're doing, and God bless you. I think that's just what I want to say. That thank you so much. You're doing it. We're talking about it at home. We're talking about it in church. In the consistency, repeating it that everyone is saying. There's just so much voices saying the wrong thing where they are. There's so much pressure they're getting from the internet, from their schools, and having some voices other than their parents saying the same thing. I think together everything by God's grace will work out. So thank you very much. He's getting there. We'll climb on the leaderboard. I didn't want to, when you said let's take first seven, I said, I don't think my child will be on that leaderboard. So hopefully the next time we are having, he would have climbed up somewhere, sir. Thank you so
All right,
much, sir.
Stephen, you
Thank
help
you.
me check.
Thank you,
You help
team.
me. Thank you, man.
I
Stephen,
don't bother. Stephen knows me. Zuriel's
Stevie,
mom.
you
This
help
is
me check
Zuriel's
where
mom
Israel
talking.
is. You help me check where Israel is, right? But it's okay. It's okay. Thanks so much for that
Thank you so
feedback.
much.
For me, a vital feedback is to hear that the boys want to enjoy the classes, want to come back for the classes because in for those who understand academics, learning, education, interest is important for learning, right? And so for me, this is vital feedback. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate. Um, Madam Stella's hand is up. I think Madam Stella's boy joined us this year, right? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Because I think we have two Stellas, or is it just one? All right, Ma, please. The floor is yours. Go ahead, Ma.
Good evening,
Yeah. Good evening.
everyone. Good evening, Coach Kingsley.
Good day, Ma.
So yeah, I have loads and loads of positive feedback
Wow.
to share.
Yeah.
So yes, Jeremy joined this year,
Yeah.
and one of the things that stood out for me was I think after the goal setting class,
Yeah.
he he didn't joke with his goals, so
Wow.
he wrote them out clearly, and ever since he ticks out and he's been scoring them very well. So he set clear goals and he ticks out, I have done this, I have done this. Like he was so intentional, and so the success is just like really it's been amazing. Like
Wow.
to see the kind of goals he even sets are not like they're not
Okay.
for his age. I'm like, wow. So he's
Okay.
read, and then thanks for introducing them to reading,
Yeah.
because I had to go and buy. In fact, now Ben Carson is like we bought loads and loads of his books,
Whoa.
and he's been reading them. He's reading a lot of books also around business, mentorship. He reads about soccer superstars. So these are the books that he has been making me buy.
Yeah.
Apart from before now, he'll just ask me to buy there's this book he really likes. It's just a normal cartoon. What was it
Okay.
called? It nothing too fantastic, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, let me get the name of the book. But now the kind of book now we're buying Ben Carson. We're
Whoa.
buying
Whoa.
his like soccer legends. He's reading about them, the things he
Yeah.
likes, like mentorship.
Hmm.
He's reading one book now about Chinese business. I'm like, hey, CJ,
Ah.
is this not too, yes, is this not too serious for your age? But these are the things. He's really focused now. He's
Wow.
reading a lot of books. He puts down the number of books to read, and he
Wow.
scores like, yes, and he ticks it off
Checklist.
his goal, yes, his goal board that he writes, also on his academics. And then the one that really shocked me is that he says, so one of the days he just said, I just finished reading the book of Joshua. I say, oh, really? So and then when we do devotion, he says, I want to share with you what I've studied from the book of Joshua.
Wow.
And then recently he told me he's reading Jeremiah. And because his name is Jeremy, he wants to know what Jeremiah was like. So on the faith side, I'm seeing there's a lot of improvement. Like Jeremy on his own would study his Bible and share with us what he learned.
Wow.
And he has also gone ahead to encourage his sister. I told his sister, you read the book of Esther. So,
Wow.
I'm seeing responsibility, and, he's rubbing off very well. The fact that even with his academic workload from school, he's still reading all these other books.
Yeah.
And still on his honors roll, because that is one of the goals he set for himself. Like it's thank you very much, Coach Kingsley. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
I feel so overwhelmed with these feedbacks. I feel so overwhelmed, especially reading. I think you're the second parent that is giving me this feedback about the reading exercise we did in April. It was April we did that, right? You have a brain.
Yes.
Since then,
yes.
Their boys had asked for more books and was like, they were surprised. So I'm grateful that we're getting this kind of feedback. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Coach Kingsley.
Team is here. Okay, we have one more parent join. Mr. Noel is a recent parent who just came on board. Yeah. So I had there was another parent that was around a few minutes ago. Let me see if they're still here. All right. So the floor is still open for parents to give us feedback. We're in this session where we're just asking parents, what have you observed as an improvement in your son as a result of their participation in this program? Even if it's just one thing or a new habit they've picked up, feel free to share. This is a vital part of our conversation tonight. If anyone else wants to share at this point, please feel free to unmute your mic and tell us what's been going on with your amazing boys from this program. If you also feel like...
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, good evening.
This is Mr. Newell.
Yeah.
I'm very, very sorry I had to come in late. I went out to get some stuff done and got some delays.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Coach Kingsley, good evening.
Good evening.
My pleasure, sir.
Thank
you very much, sir. Yes. I was so happy with the conversations that has been on, like the person that just finished talking. Truly, the boys are doing well, mostly my boy.
Yeah.
Although, he just joined recently, about a week or a couple of weeks ago. But so far, he's been a little bit anxious. He has never been on such a platform before.
Okay.
But I can just really observe that of recent time, his excitement about being in the system is so good for him. He's changing a lot of things for him, and then as we speak, like the little time he has had one-on-one interaction with you, and then most of the things you have told him, he has been working on himself and a lot. I noticed that there are a lot of new things happening to him personally. Actually, he reads a lot. Right from when he was much, much more younger, from age 9, 10, he has read a lot of books. He's a very studious person. He can pick a book, volumes of voluminous books, and then crush it in a matter of days. So he has been that type. So, but since this procession began for him for the past few weeks, and then his interaction on the Boys to King platform, going through his tags for the day and everything, just like about my phone has been with him. It is now I just came and I collected the phone so I can join the meeting, but he has been working on his platform, getting to do what he is apply his own assignment and things he needed to do, you know. So I know that things are going to change with him. One
Yeah.
of the major things I know with him that we've been working on is that he's easily distracted. Even his current head of department in school even made that observation in his last exam, that he's a good science student, doing well with his physics, chemistry, and other subjects. He's good, you know. But her comment recently was that he's easily distracted. That once a little thing just come up somewhere, he can just he might not even stand up from his seat, but his heart can be somewhere doing something, you know. So that's one of the area I want you to really work on for him. He's desirous of making a lot of changes to in that direction, because I've always talked to him, you know. And then in the area of leadership, he is good. He's picking up with leadership somehow. Like the school he's in now, he got to the school newly, well, about 2 sessions ago, but immediately he got into leadership position instantly. On arrival, they gave him leadership position in the school where he just got into, you know. But there are so many things about him accepting the fact that God is trying to use him in these areas than beyond the excitement of seeing that he has opportunity to come up for some of these leadership position they give to him, you know. But by and large, I know that God is up to something in his life. Like when he saw the performance of other people in the platform, he got challenged. So he started giving himself tasks on reading the Bible daily on his own to get to know things, so that he doesn't go up there just trying to open the Bible because he wants to answer questions, but he wants to know the Bible for himself, so that by the time he goes up there, if he sees a thing, it's because he knows it. That is why he's actually attempting them. And of course, he say whenever he attempts and he misses anything, he comes back and check the scripture to get to know why, or get to know the answer, so that he can at least correct himself why he got to miss out in some of these things. I want to appreciate the house, every other parent, and then Coach Kingsley.
Is that my network or his network? Okay. Mr. Success, are you still there? Okay. Thank you, sir, for those kind words. Thank you for those encouraging words. Like I said, King David just joined us a few weeks ago. I believe he has strong leadership potential, like most of the boys here on the Boys to Kings platform, and we'll continue to do the best to shape and to mentor him. I don't know if any other parents, we would like to hear from a few more parents, and if we could be as brief as possible, so that I want us to be done at 9 o'clock. It's already 9:40, 8:40. I want us to be down at 9. So we're just 1 hour brief and engaging. So if we can have any more parents who want to contribute.
Okay, can I contribute? Yeah.
Yes, Madam Becky, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I want to say thank you for giving your time. This is a lot of sacrifice you really made for these boys. I want to personally thank you. Yes, grateful, because I know other things can decide to take your time, but it's serious sacrifice to be present, to be available to do this in and out of season. So grateful. We don't take this for granted. If it is to pay for this, whatever you cost is not enough to pay for whatever they are getting from this whole idea. So we say thank you. This is for us. It's village, and we are grateful. We are truly grateful. We talk about it and we say thank you, sir.
You're
For
welcome.
my boy, the changes are so much that I will just summarize it, you know. So we are in Abuja, and so we tried to get a school. Where we got to Abuja, there was, where we were staying, there was no good school, because then we were trying to get accommodation, but eventually they lost second term, and then when we got accommodation, they got into school. As I the boys to King, first the responsibility. He is a very quiet child, but
Then he took all responsibility. He can now talk, take a lot of, answer questions in class. He's new, but then he shocked himself, shocked the school. If they had it, what they call senior week activity. They call it, I think, high school week. And then my boy went and enrolled in arts.
Wow.
He's in JS1, but then he used to just draw in the house. I used to like correct him, stop tearing paper up and down, stop, So he went and they said anybody want to compete, that's from JS1 to SS3. My boy went and did the first trial, didn't even tell me, and came back home and said, Mommy, I did the first trial to see if it's a trial. If you get it where you involve in the competition. And he passed. I was like, Are you serious? So this thing they are doing at home. So the courage he started exhibiting is something else. To our shock, they did that competition. My boy came first from like SS1, SS2, SS3 guys. Like he came first. Imaginary drawing, something you will not see to draw it, you just imagine it, draw and paint. And you can be involved in 2 competitions. So he also said he was going to sing. I said, Roderick, I know you for drumming and maybe any other thing, but not to sing.
Not to sing.
He said, no, like sing. He said, then Mommy, they say we can involve in 2 competitions. And I decided to say act and singing. And then as he was drawing, it was time for the singing people. So he asked the judge, can I leave my table and go and sing and come back? They said, yes. He went, sang and wowed the whole place. He said, Mommy, I was shocked that the judges knelt down. I got to the school. People walked up to me, is this your son? People said they were crying, that he composed the song. He sang. Everywhere, people were touched, people were crying. Parents, one woman met me, a big woman said that she was crying when my boy was singing. And I was like, God. Then he took 4, out of 9. He said, Mommy, even me, I shocked myself. So the daring, things that normal, he would say, no, Mommy, no. Even if it's something he can do now, even if it's he dares, he takes responsibility. That's one thing I've saw. And this is a new student that is supposed to like maybe keep quiet and try to want to observe, but he's been shining so well. And then after he said they should read The Brain.
Yes.
He now said, Mommy, I want to read more of his books. In fact, yesterday I had to buy him Gifted Hands.
Wow.
I was like, He just, when I go home and I gave him, he jumped, he hugged me, Mommy, thank you. This is somebody I'll be like looking for, Mommy, get me canvas, t-shirt, but now he's asking for books.
Whoa.
And I was like, God, I'm so excited. So these changes are something that, like it's before our eyes, and we are seeing our boy improved, like change, and then he's taking responsibility even in their house. Now he can cook. In fact, now I can see that my boy will bring food, make garri and come and serve myself and my husband.
Ooh,
like
ooh.
He made sauce. I tasted it food. I was like, Roderick, like it was so nice that I was like, he's a new person entirely. His thinking has changed, and then right now he has something he called Passion Academy. He said, Mommy, I'm going to tutor young people. I'm going to train them. I'm teaching them. So he's using his sister, and then he's giving us bill that we are owing him for doing lesson. We are owing him up to how much now? Are you serious? I thought you are doing. He said, no, Mommy, it's business.
It's entrepreneurship. It's entrepreneurship. So
yeah.
Please, I will support his his claim. I will support his claim. Please. The Bible says a laborer deserves pay. So both spiritually and socially, I will support him.
Okay, that's we will pay. And then I was shocked the way he kept the marks, and then he's learning so much, even with the internet. He has not been on Zoom and Meet, but it was from this program for the first time he started joining Zoom, and now he will take the system, operate. Like he will be showing me things that even me, I was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
So, Mommy, this is, if you are looking at this, go like that. So he has improved all round, even in his writing. What we write now, he writes stories. He has a book. He's writing stories. Say, Mommy, I want to write stories. So it's a lot. So now I'm even like, what does this boy want to become? Because the gifting are just popping every like multi. I don't even know how to like explain it. It's a platform that's really brightening him up, as opening him up to a lot of opportunity, and it's making him come out. His potentials are finding expressions without struggle. Thank you so much.
So happy to
There's
hear
a
that.
lot. So not make me
In
talk about.
September we're going to be doing our project month in September, where all the boys will do a project. So I'm sure that will give them, more opportunity to express themselves. So we're having project month in September. I'll talk about that in a few minutes. So I'm happy to hear that, because this gift, we need to let them express it and just begin to develop themselves, because there's something it does about their self-confidence. There's something it does about how they see life. So I'm happy that he is demonstrating this, and I'm hoping he joins us to Lagos, because the trip again will also widen his perspective to what he would see about life and the places we're going to visit and all of that. So thank you so much. So proud of Roderick. We have a few more minutes to go. I don't know if any other parent wants to share. If not, I want to quickly get into the next part of my conversation. Thanks for all the parents that have shared. Mr. Dade Akinwande, do you want to share something?
Yeah, real quickly. Hi, good evening. Thank you
Yes, sir.
for the opportunity. And thank you for pronouncing my name well. I don't get that too often.
Oh,
It's a good thing that you do.
thank you,
I'm
sir.
Modade's dad.
Okay, yeah. Well,
Yes,
that is that.
Modade. We actually have the same name, but what I decided to do is to call myself Daddy, and he is Modade. So
Okay.
that gives us a distinction instead of doing the whole junior thing.
Yeah.
For us, the feedback is number one, you're doing a good thing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Time was of the essence when I saw the message of this meeting.
Yeah.
I know whatever you're involved in is good. We've been
Yeah.
involved with Madam, with my daughter longer.
Thank you. Thank you.
But now hearing what other parents have said is even more impressive.
Wow.
It's good to be part of that community. Modare is going into secondary school in
Yeah.
September.
Mm.
So for us, the engagement and the speed that is showing in him is important.
Mm.
We are not based in Nigeria,
I
so
know.
the environment here is a little more different,
Yeah.
the culture-wise, the
Yeah.
lack of discipline and all of that.
Yeah.
So having a child that is balanced and
Yeah.
believe in Christ and self-belief, understanding what bullying is, which is a major, major problem here, because it comes with bullying and racism. They are both
Yeah.
hand in hand.
Yeah.
Understanding the whole thing with sex ed and all of that is really, really, really important. He's involved in a lot of activities. He's in football, he's in swimming, even coding. So literally every evening there's an activity. So adding music with good piano player,
Yeah.
adding
Wow.
this to it in the evening was a little bit of a struggle initially, but as we got along, he also settled into it quickly. One of the things that I've gotten from the feedback is you can do more, just that I have to find a way to structure this time so that I'm also not we're not threatening too much. But I like some of the feedback that I've gotten from the parents, from what their children are doing. And
Thank
I don't know, if you think it's appropriate, you could maybe without telling who said what, but you could just share with the boys at the next meeting that when parents came on, they said this had been done by some of the boys. This has been done by some of the boys, so that
It
everybody can see that.
encourages.
Oh, okay, yes. So
Yes.
some people
Yeah.
have started reading the Bible by themselves. Some people have
Yeah.
added more books. Some people have,
Yeah.
other boys will say, "Oh, wow, okay," and they know
That
that there's
peer
more to do.
positive peer
Yeah,
energy.
yes.
That's well noted, sir.
So, so that for me is a take away from this, and we're happy to be on the platform. So thank you, and thank you to all the parents on board.
Thank you. Thank you. And so I hope you stay to the end, because the next part of my conversation is focus on fathers because that's one area we want to pay a bit of attention. I can see Mr. Abimuku is here and Madam and all that. Do any of them want to say something, or we have a few more parents? But so while I'm if in case parents want to contribute to say anything, I want to quickly get into the next part of our conversation, and that has to do with fathers. I know that we have several other things we are committed to doing. Saturday night is prime for everyone. But one more time, I value the fathers that are here tonight, and everyone that is here, and for the mothers that are here, we'll get this. It would be great to play it for the fathers to listen to. And see if we can work with the fathers on something. We did some kind of interactive session with the boys, and we got feedback from the boys that they wish they could do more with their fathers. And for me, this is a vital feedback for boys to say they want to do more with their fathers and bond better. I think it's a very vital feedback that fathers need to get. And there's a lot of benefits that comes with this. Now, it does not say that fathers are not doing anything with their boys. It does not say that fathers are not investing in their boys. I mean, we know all the sacrifices our fathers are making, going out there, breaking their backs, taking all the risk and doing all of this just to make sure the home front is working, bills are paid, and all of that. The boys appreciate that. But I think another layer to that whole responsibility of fathers is relationship. Because there are parts of the boyhood life that cannot be navigated without, better bonding with fathers. There are parts of their growing up that nothing can replace. If you buy them PS5, buy them these, send them to the best schools in the world and all of that. There's a relational part of it that nothing can trade. And so if we're getting this feedback from the boys that they wish they could do more activities, more things with their fathers, I think it's something that fathers want to take serious. So, and that's for me the core of this session tonight. We asked them to share some things. Some of them did, not all of them did. But a few reports have communicated a few benefits of when boys have a good relationship with their fathers, right? The first key thing is it helps boys develop strong self-confidence. It also helps better emotional balance, emotional intelligence. Because a lot of things fathers do with their boys, the first hero every boy sees is not Superman. Well, in our days, the number one hero was like Superman. I don't know if Superman is still trending now. I don't know what the boys, right? But beyond Superman, the main Superman you're seeing is your father. You just believe your father was the strongest person. You just believe your father was the most powerful. Just things we just believed about our father, which were absolutely not true. But there was something about what we believed in our father and the confidence he gave to us, right? So that number one, that thing, self-confidence. And for many boys that have been misguided and misled, self-confidence is a major factor. Kids with very healthy self-confidence are not easily misled or led into different things and devices. So some of the benefits of a great father relationship with sons, top of it is, great self-confidence, better emotional balance. Then they do better at school. That thing that my daddy has my back. You come to school with confidence, right? You can face, be it maths, be it whatever challenge you're facing in school and all of that. And then when there are difficult moments, you could deal with that difficult moment. You could come back and say, I'm having a problem. Right. It also has something about leadership. You see your father, you relate with your father, you see him do some things, and you begin to do those things also because of that kind of rapport. Great leadership, then role model to others, and then it also builds right values. Because as we engage, as fathers and sons engage, there's a rub-off of values. Because there are some things fathers are doing, and because there's a rapport, then there is conversation on why that is happening and all of that, and it also helps decision making. So these are some of the benefits. Now, let me share with you what our call to action is. This August, we want to do something called Father and Son August. Father and Son August. Some people have more than one son, so it could be sons, father and sons. And the call to action, we are particular about asking fathers to try and do something, some activities with their son that they rarely do. Because that's what breaks the jinx. Because there are things to do with your kids already. There are things to do with your boys already, right? But the boys are saying they want more. So we're asking fathers this August, and you can dovetail into September, and you can even build on it. Try and do one or two activities with your boys that you rarely do with them. And for us, that's the key. Activities you rarely do with them. They have some lists. Let me show you their list. We removed their names so you won't see who is suggesting what. This is what some of the boys were asking if daddy could do with them. You want to play football with daddy? They want to drive car with daddy. I don't know whether I don't know, this drive car with my daddy. I don't know whether it means the boy wants to drive the car and have, I don't know, but sometimes boys just write, we asked them to write this, so we had a couple of them write this, right? Drive car with my daddy, play football with my daddy, all right, watch TV, all right. Someone is saying, what if I don't like football? Okay, that's okay. Play football with dad, go out for fun, right? Go out, then play games. Someone say chill at homes, play games, hang out with dad, right? So you can see what the boys are missing. The things they're writing here is what they are missing, the feedback. Play physical chairs, physical games like chairs. So the boys want to play games with their daddy. They want to chill out with their daddy. They want to, if you look at it, whether it's playing football, whether it's playing chairs, they're telling you that they want to play games with their daddy. Camp with daddy. Wow. Okay. That's serious. Watch TV. We have to watch TV with daddy, play with daddy. Discussions. Somebody's saying discussions, right? So that means this may be a senior teen. This may be a senior boy who wants to have conversations, right? Play VR with dad and all of that, right? Then somebody wrote, one of the boys wrote, I would like us to maybe play games with our father, games that helps us connect mentally and spiritually with our father. Wow, interesting. You can even do memory verse recitation between dad and sons and all of that. But here's the idea. The idea is for fathers to decide that this August, you've worked, this is usually summer period, right? You've worked from January till this period. You may not be taking a full break out of work and all of that, but we're saying that you want to intentionally increase your investment of time with your boys, because this is a request from the boys. Now, let me share with you some suggestions we have outside what the boys have recommended. You can even do a cooking activity with the boys. Last week I did I did salad for my girls. I'm going to be releasing the video. They were surprised. I told them I could make salad, not coleslaw, salad. So we debated. So I told, okay, I did a list. They went to the market and bought the stuff. And when they brought it, I prepared it myself. My daughter was the one doing the camera work and all of that. It was such an experience. My daughter was, but it took us about 40 minutes. But in the course of cutting, doing this, we were having discussions and all of that. That's unique bonding, right? So you could cook with your boys. Cook something you guys have never cooked before and just agree that if it doesn't work well, we'll give it to the dogs or something, right? Do exercise with your boys, some of the daddies don't do exercise. This will be an opportunity to say, you know what, I don't do exercise. Junior, come and help me. I want to start with 5 press up, or which is the reigning exercise you do. Or he too may not be doing exercise. So that's something to try. Take them to work some days. So many parents will not imagine what this can do to your son. Just saying, all right, you know what, today you're going to the office with me. So if you're self-employed, it's easy to handle this, right? So you can ask him, come to work, get him where to work from. But if you're not, if your office is where you can discuss this with HR to say, on a particular day, I want my son to just come to work. There's a corner he can just stay and be doing stuff and all of that. There's something he's going to do to his mind. So this is what work looks like for daddy, right? Then if you're someone that does a lot of writing reports and all of that, begin to get your kids to read some of your report, your boys. Read, what do you think about this report? Just get their view. You're trying to do something you rarely do with them. So these are some suggestions, right? You can even create a father and son only prayer point to say, it's something I want us to pray together for over the next 1 month. Only you and I are praying about this. Don't tell anybody. Let us pray about it. These are activities that can, bring bonding. Read something together, right? You can read a book with your kids and say, you know what, you read, I'll read, and we can meet twice a week to review what we're learning, So we have a book we're going to be talking about this August. But let me just show you guys. This is a book we're reading this August, right? The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. I'm going to be announcing it to the boys tomorrow, but you now know that's the book we want to read. We're going to start reading it at the end of this week for the next 4 weeks into the first week in September. Amazing book for the boys, right? I'm about wrapping up right now. How do we make this work? How you may already have an idea of what you want to do, but let me tell you, another way you could get them to get excited about this is to ask your sons to give them a sheet of paper and say, write for me 2 or 3 things we rarely do together that you like us to try this August, right? Tell them, write 2 or 3 things and I'll see which one I can consider, right? You're already communicating something to the boys, right? So I want to recommend that. Even if you already have your idea of what you want to do, just it's a way of getting them to be a part of the decision making. You're making them feel like, wow, I consulted you, right? Review the list with the boy, and if one of the things you want to do is not even in the list, in the course of reviewing the list, you can pick one from their list and then say, okay, but I'm also thinking of this, right? And then discuss the plan with him to say, okay, see when we're going to do it. Is it once a week? Is it twice a week? Just having that conversation, they are part of the plan, and then start. But I want to make a recommendation. Start this weekend. Don't procrastinate. Start this weekend. Not this particular weekend, next weekend. So you have between now and tomorrow to ask them to write this list and all of that, and then you guys will start the process. Start. We're have a session with the boys tomorrow. So it's part of what we're going to be discussing with them too. And then we're going to make an effort to follow up this month in the community about what fathers have done. At the end of this period, maybe first week in September, we're going to ask fathers for feedback. What was the experience like? Just share, right? Please, whatever you guys decide to do, share with your wife to give you support. Support and accountability, right? And it's okay to feel awkward, but don't stop. It's something I started doing with my daughters. First time I tried it was crazy. We took a walk in the compound in the estate where we live. Then we set 3 bottles. 2 bottles, and we took a position and we start stoning the bottle, turn by turn. Who is going to, was a bit awkward. People be driving past, they'll be looking at me and my daughters. What are these people doing? But we did that it became a routine. My wife started joining, but she never hit down any bottle. So after a few tries, she backed out, right? But a couple of people knew us in the estates. They would just see me and my daughters who would just come out in the evening, usually around 4 or 5. We'll keep the bottles, we'll be stoning the bottles. It was awkward when we started, but it became something of memory for us. So when you start, it may be awkward, but just start. But let the boys drive. Let them get involved in this, right? And then if you agree that you guys will do something every Friday, try not to break that appointment. Communicate to them that appointment is as important as your paid job. I'm telling you, right? Because there's a tendency to just feel like, well, yes, I said I'll be around by 4 p.m. I'm not around, no big deal. No, you need to communicate something to them, because don't forget, you're also modeling to the boys. And then have a reward system. Like say, okay, every day, every of the day we kept the appointment for this activity, at the end of it, everybody gets a candy. Daddy should reward himself for candy, the boy should reward himself for candy. Just make fun out of this, right? You can take pictures, you can do videos, whatever it is. The whole idea is that the boys are saying they want to do more with daddy, and then they want daddy to do more with them. So that's the core of the conversation tonight. It's 6 minutes after 9. So let me just wrap up with our plans for the rest of the year. We'll continue our sessions in August, twice every month, but we're going to be introducing something for the weekends. We are not meeting going forward. We'll be having offline video recorded short clips. I'll do short clips, or I'll send short clips for them to watch and do an assignment around it. We're going to be introducing that this August because, again, August, they are more at home. So we want to engage them as much as possible. Then September, we're doing our impact project. Everybody's going to do a project. That September, the topic is going to be not too small to make impact. So we're going to talk about it, teach them, they will develop, they will pitch, and they will do their project. Now, the project will have to happen between September and end of October. So they will have enough time to plan and all of that, and then we'll guide them. And we're hoping that some of them will do projects that will get into the media. 2 years ago, one of the boys that did a project in Lagos, it was reported in the newspaper and all of that. So we will encourage, we'll provide the guideline for that for them. And then we're entering our second book reading for the year. This book, we're going to get parents need to go get this book. Exciting book to read. Yeah, they will enjoy it. We've been dilly-dallying on our Bible study stuff, but we're going to find a way to start that. We want to start our Bible study and prayer, just getting boys to pray, getting boys to read the Bible together. We're going to figure that out and start that soon. Then, of course, this August, our big project, Boys with Big Ideas, supposed to be Lagos and Denmark. We started pretty late in our publicity, but Lagos is going on 17th to 21st. Denmark is going on 24th to 28th. The last batch of visa went for their visas this week. We're pretty late, but we're just trusting God that God will give us favor for everyone to get their visa and to get it on time for us to go. But one of the things we've learned, a couple of parents said we didn't announce early. Some of them had bought ticket for vacation. They've planned where to go. So we're going to announce the Boys with Big Idea for the next country sometime in between November, December this year, or even, so that people can get on the wait list and plan early enough. Then Father and Sons, August. Yep. So those are the things we have in plan for the year. I'm wrapping up, but I can take a few questions and comments, or even suggestions or recommendations as we fix to close? Yeah. Meanwhile, thanks to everyone that have stayed on up until this time. Thank you so much. So any comments, question, any area that needs clarification, and any recommendations on anything you would like us to emphasize more going forward in the next couple of sessions we have up until the end of the year? Okay, it does seems like we don't have any key question. I think it's kind of self-explanatory. This is recorded, so we're going to get it into the group tonight. I'm just going to drop it in the group as a file, but I'll also put it on YouTube and send a link so that people could just watch and listen to the things, and you could get as many fathers as possible to be a part of what we want to do this August. So Stephen, could you create something like maybe like a flyer and a how to, that we can just share as many fathers as possible, and fathers here too could share with their friends on how they can just get closer with their boys this August. So I want to say thank you to everyone that participated tonight. Thank you, Mr. Kinwande. Thank you, Mrs. Stella Jackson. Thank you, Auntie Olukunle. Thank you, the Abimu Cruz. We have someone on Samsung, an iPhone. I don't know those names. Thank you, Mr. Newell. Thank you, Stephen Ayodele, for being on the program tonight. I'm glad that we have this number of parents join us tonight, but I'm trusting that the next one will have more parents. I say thank you so much for trusting us with your boys, and thanks for amplifying our work. So if you know other parents who have boys who should be a part of this, please tell them to sign up. Well, a couple of parents reached me and had said, look, you can't sign up till next year. But after one or two of them spoke to me, I felt like if we have parents who want to sign up now, because we're still going to be running sessions from now till end of the year, their boys could join. So if you have any family friends so that you think their boys could benefit from this, they can join us, register, and still be a part of the community. Whatever session they participate in, they will get value. We know that because the things we're sharing are practical, they are life changing things we've picked on our journey through life. And we're happy to share with these boys because we believe that we have a responsibility to contribute in raising the next generation of responsible and wholesome males. All right, I want to thank you to everyone tonight. Greatly appreciate you, and look forward to having the boys tomorrow. So we had to shift today's session with the boys just to interact with you. So we're going to be telling them that we've interacted with you. We've told them, we've given you feedbacks. So they'll follow you up on Father and Sons August campaign, and they'll follow you up on their books for the next book reading campaign. All right, thank you. Good night. God bless you, everyone. God bless you. Thank you so much. Nathan, who joined? Is it you or your daddy?
Mom. Sorry, daddy is
Mommy.
not around. Mom.
All right. Okay, not a problem. I'll share the link so that you can watch and
please, thank
catch up
you
on all of that.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much, Coach. Good night.
Okay, good night. Good night, everyone.
Let me talk to now. What am I going to do?